Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, as you can see based off of my layout and probably the title, I will be going through and putting away a bunch of my golden child photo cards that I received through a Mercari haul, as well as putting away some photo cards I received over the past couple of months through trades. Another reason for this video, so soon after my last golden child putting away / reorganizing video, is because I have decided to potentially re-sleeve and or relocate my entire collection so far, because as I noticed, this little 3-pocket collect book really isn't cutting it out for me in terms of my collecting purposes, and much to my chagrin, if I can find it, this binder is actually, I guess, PVC present, if you can describe it that way. So basically, I'm not sure if you've seen my previous video, but because some of these photo book pages themselves are pretty small and they're rather tight around the photo card, for example, let me see if I can try to pull this out. There's really not a lot of space in between the photo card and the actual sleeve itself. And because there is some warping over some of these pages, let me see if I can find an example. Some of these pages don't lie perfectly flat, and because they don't lie perfectly flat, they actually leave a couple indentations on the photo cards themselves. So, what I noticed the last time I pulled out some of these photo cards is that there's a bit of a waver caused by these, and the deformation of the pages themselves actually left some sort of indent on these photo cards as well. So I will be pulling everything out of this collect book, essentially everything from my tag collection, and I will potentially be putting it back into a 4-pocket like this. I don't think I have enough pages in this little collect book that I have here, so I'm going to see if I either need to get another one, or if I should consider moving everything that I have into a conventional 9-pocket page. So stick around, feel free to watch my mental breakdown over how I should organize all these photo cards. So the first course of action I have for you for this video is that I will essentially be pulling out every single tag photo card that I have from this collection and from this little collect book. Or, okay, this isn't a collect book, this is more of an ID holder that I found lying around. But I will be pulling everything out and showcasing to you what I have dedicated to just my little tag collection in this book here. Oh, found the photo card. So this is the photo card that has a warp, as you can see. It's kind of, it's a little bent. I'm not sure if it's necessarily from this page itself, because this page looks pretty clear, or at least nothing's particularly wacky about it. So I'm not sure why it's like that, but either way, this is a PVC collect book, and if you've watched my previous video, or I think in one of my previous videos, I mentioned how I don't really care about the presence of PVC in binders because I don't live in a particularly hot or humid area, and I thought that PVC really only affects people who live in hot, humid areas or leave their photo books out in the sun. Essentially, it was always my understanding that PVC will only affect your photo cards. Oh, PVC will only affect your photo cards if you live in an area with extreme climate. So you know how in a lot of food packets they say things like, store in a cool, dark, dry area? Yes, that's exactly what I assumed photo cards were essentially like. And you just had to store them in an area that wouldn't foster any like mold or mildew. But that is apparently not the case. Apparently your photo cards can get damaged just based off of the pages themselves. So I did, let me move everything up. So I have actually been collecting photo cards for a decent while. The first album that I purchased was back in 2015. And because I purchased a good bulk of my materials back then, I don't know whether or not my photo book or photo card pages were PVC free or not. So it's honestly something that I never really paid much attention to. In recent years, as I just went back to using what I originally purchased. In that scenario, I didn't really consider whether or not PVC pages were harmful to my photo cards or not. It was more of like an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, because I didn't live in a place that warranted any warnings for humidity or flooding or just excessive sun. Plus, I keep all of my photo cards and binders in my office, which, you know, I'm not going to bring out into the heat or the cold or anything excessive. So in that scenario, I never really thought about taking care of my photo cards. But now that I am more active in selling, trading, and buying, I find myself to be a little pickier in regards to photo card quality. But I've only ever really cared about like scratches or dents, especially for things such as glossy photo cards. So I'm a lot more interested in glossy photo cards than matte ones, because matte ones really just scratch way too easily. Like, you could breathe on a matte photo card and it could scratch. So matte photo cards, when it comes to damages on those, I don't care too much about, just because I know that it's just going to happen as a result of their material. But damages like this, where you can see that there is a pretty, it's not even that obvious, but there is a scratch over his head. Damages like that, I'm a little bit more sensitive towards, but I received that photo card in a regular album card trade. So if you're not familiar with Golden Child, this one up here, this holographic photo card, is actually a pre-order benefit. And because it was a pre-order benefit and the person I was trading it with was okay with me offering just an album photo card for another group as equivalency, I didn't want to be too picky, because I felt like they were already doing me a solid by accepting that sort of trade. Maybe in other groups there's a bit more of a standard, or maybe people are a bit more picky about their photo card conditions. But in my opinion, if I think that someone else in the future will accept a trade, then I shouldn't be too high and mighty about it. Not saying that people who do care about damages are high and mighty. I know we all take our collections differently and we all have different priorities. I think that little damages like that are inevitable. Therefore, I'm not gonna stress myself out too much over it. And as you can see, I'm not the most careful with my photo cards. I do try to protect them when I can, and when I do buy, sell, and trade, I go through all the typical trading conventions, which is a top loader or a what are they called, or a shipping shield. But once they're in my binder, I think to myself, okay, these are my photo cards. I'm going to keep them for as long as I can. Therefore, as long as I store them safely, it should be fine. This is one of the reasons why I'm changing a lot of these photo cards out of this binder, is because this binder is terribly tiny, and it is hard to pull some of these photo cards out. And I always think that I'm either going to shove a nail into the photo card or rip the sleeve itself. And ripping the sleeve is actually an issue that I have with the collect books that I have. So this is, let me move this over. Better. So this is my entire tag photo card collection that has been sleeved and put into that one collect book. Now I am going to decide how exactly I want to reorganize everything, because I also have this collect book over here where I put the rest of the OT10 collection. This definitely doesn't have enough space for everything that I have pulled out. I don't think putting my tag collection, at least, in another collect book is going to be the most interesting. So I might see if I can pull out a 9-page and have at it with that. But before I get on to that, I do actually want to show some of the other tag photo cards that I have received through trading. So this isn't anything that I bought. So I have these 4 photo cards here. Let me see if I can match them up per era. Okay. These 4 photo cards. I was not anticipating collecting or back collecting their older eras, just because they have so many so many other albums and so many photocards because they've been around since 2017, so I didn't want to stress myself out with being a completionist, especially because I just wanted to focus on the photocards that I liked. For example, this photocard here, I have thoughts about it and not a lot of them are positive. I just think he looks a little... it's something. Like, the bowl cut was not all that flattering on him, but at the same time, I think it's just something fun to have in your collection, and, you know, it's a fun PC to talk about. I make fun of this PC with my friends, they make fun of their PCs with me. It's definitely a choice that they made. Definitely not his most flattering photocard. Like, this, I can't even tell that this is the same dude. Who knew that hair and makeup can make all the difference in someone's appearance? But here are the other cards that I have and that I've received that I actually do really like a lot. He was definitely, like, very obviously a lot younger back then, given his selfie skills and the way they did his hair and makeup. But I liked how youthful he looks. I do think most of his recent era photo cards are a lot cuter. For example, their Game Changer ones are really cute. But something about having these older era cards does make me feel pretty accomplished for the most part. So now I'm going to okay, so actually I think I'm going to put everything in a 9 pocket. Let me go get that and then we'll see what I can make with everything. So after everything and my own internal dialogue / breakdown, actually I would say they're external because I did film myself talking it through, but I ended up deciding to go back with the collect book. And a fun fact for anyone who's watching this, and I'm, gonna assume that you are if you are currently watching this, I guess, but I had actually sorted all of my tag photo cards into this collection on camera within the last 10 minutes, and then I realized I skipped putting a photo card away. And what's funny is that I had actually skipped putting away one of the super early eras. So it wasn't this photo card here that I'm currently putting away, but I had forgotten to put away one of these two. So I finished literally sorting this entire collect book, all of my photo cards away, safe in their home, and then I looked back in my little tag pile, or in what I thought was my J-Hem pile, and saw one of these just chilling. And that was a very humbling experience. And I never want to experience that again because now my back kind of hurts as I bend over to sort all these. But I'm actually going to leave a blank over here because I do kind of want to get the Last Wish PC. And for the sake of continuity, or for the sake of my sleeving, I think it'll look better if I have everything by like a dual page. So 2 of the same concepts on the same side. It's not going to turn out well because I do have those like 3 series of pre-order benefits in which 3 pre-order sites have the same looking or similar looking concepts. So it may not look good there, but until then I'm going to keep this trend going for as long as I can. So I do want to talk about my tag collection a little bit. I talked about all this before in my initial filming, but because I'm not going to use that footage, I'll see if I can remember what I actually mentioned. But I do want to say that trading for Golden Child has actually been really fun. I don't have any more tag photo cards coming in anytime soon, or at least I don't plan on having anything come in aside from maybe the Last Wish photo card that I left a space for in the beginning, or some of their Aura photo cards. Aura was the name of their latest comeback. I decided against opening any of my own group orders for the sake of getting to a fan sign, and I didn't join any other group orders. I'm not sure why, but I think the trading community for Golden Child is a little different. It's not as competitive as some other fandoms I'm in, so group order managers don't see the incentive of either paying for EMS, compensating for EMS, or compensating for domestic shipping. So a lot of group order managers who were still trying for the fan sign still charged for the full price of the album, as well as international shipping and as well as domestic shipping. In that case, I wasn't too interested in joining. I didn't feel like there was enough of a benefit for me as a joiner, as opposed to the group order manager who gets the fan call at the end. So I didn't go for any of those. I actually ended up just ordering the photo book version, the limited photo book version myself. Another reason why I wasn't too hot on the latest concept is I don't like the idea of compacts. I am interested in K-pop collecting because I love how extra all this packaging is. I love the photo books. I love, photo cards like this. I love other album inclusions. The more well done a photo book is, or the more well done the album packaging is, the more likely I am to just buy it, even if it's not for a group that I stan. Like, one of the reasons I got into Pentagon in the first place was because I really liked their lower take packaging. And with Golden Child's newest direction, I do have a few issues with it, so I'm not sure if other people who are watching this are interested in Golden Child, or if they're just watching this for the sake of, I don't know, background noise. I appreciate that too. But they had two versions of the album. One was a limited edition photo book version, and the photo book version is significantly more expensive. I think it was it's at least double the price of the other version, which is a compact. So if you're not familiar with the compact version, if I'm remembering correctly, a compact version is literally just like you know what? My friend showed me hers because I was debating on whether or not I should buy it for myself. And after seeing hers, I decided that I did not want it because the compact is worse than a jewel case. So the compact is literally just hold on. I'm making sure I didn't skip any pages because when I filmed this before, I had actually skipped quite a few pages. Okay, so the compact version is just a little cardboard sleeve with a CD and with a photo card just kind of slapped in. So imagine a jewel case, but the jewel case itself is cardboard. It doesn't sound bad, but when you have it in your hands, or at least when I watched my friend unbox hers or show it off to me, all I could think was the fact that it was cheap, and it was. I think the compact was only like 11,000 won compared to the limited version, which might be like 20,000 won. So you can convert that to your own currency. But there you can see automatically that the limited edition version, which has a full basically like a regular K-pop album, because it has the full photo book. It's a bigger packaging. It's significantly larger than what the compact is, because the compact is just large enough to hold the CD. And the main thing that actually really bothered me about this latest comeback, or the collecting aspect of it, is that the compact was the one that counted for all of the fan signs, which is nice for all the group order managers because they get to save themselves the headache of wondering how to ship all these super heavy albums over. But with the collecting aspect of it, I don't like the compact photo cards, and one of my issues with it is that I think the compact version comes with one photo card out of 2. Meanwhile, the photo book version, that is significantly more expensive, comes with one photo card out of 4. And when you look at the photo card templates, this definitely is just personal preference, but I actually like the photo card, the limited edition photo book photo cards significantly more than the compact version photo cards. And that in itself is already kind of annoying because group order managers are not going to be bulk buying the limited edition photo book to get into fan signs. They're just going to be bulk buying the compact version. So when that happens, it's going to drive up the price of the limited edition photo book photo cards on the secondhand market, which makes it harder for people who might be like completionists or who want to have every single photo card of their bias. So that in itself kind of turned me off to the idea of doing any group orders, joining any, or like hosting my own. So I ended up just buying the photo book version itself. I'm not bothering with the compact version because in my mind I think, ooh, maybe I could. Yes, sorry. In my mind, I think that I can find the photobook versions, the compact photo cards for very cheap on the aftermarket. I see some of them already going for $4 US. I think they can go a little cheaper, so I'm waiting a little bit longer. And with Golden Child photo cards, they depreciate pretty fast because it's a pretty small collecting community. But yeah, I wasn't too hot on the concept itself. The song was great. I really like Knocking on My Door. Aura should theoretically be a song that is fitting my concept because I love the aesthetic. That fits my, you know, the whole like Final Fantasy gear, the fact that they're all wearing Prada, that definitely fits what I appreciate in a K-pop concept. But other than that, just collecting wise, I wasn't too interested, which is why I was so happy to just bite the bullet and just get all of these older era pobs from Game Changer and to sort my photo cards like this, because I know I'm not going to have any new photo cards coming in, and if they are coming in, I'm really just waiting for all the group order managers to get in first to see if I can decide if I like them or not. Other than that, this comeback was nice. I do have some questions to Willem about why they rushed the comeback a little bit. I get that they're trying to capitalize off of any momentum that they have from touring the US. Maybe they thought that they had a lot of new US fans and that they should, you know, come back so they can get the money from them. But then they have all the really rushed marketing, and then they release the photo work version, which is significantly more expensive than the compact version, and yet they only use the compact version for fan signs, and yet the photo book version comes with more photo cards. Like, that is something that I don't understand, because that's not really going to drive people to actually purchase the photo book version, even if they want to collect their bias. I'm sure they had a long discussion with the marketing team and everything. I'm sure they have their reasons. I kind of question them a little. Like, overall, I'm not too understanding as to why they decide to go that route with the album sales. But it's okay. I looked at the photo card templates and I do like the limited photo book ones a lot more. I don't think I mind just buying those outright. But with how cheap the compacts were in the first place, I don't think I will buy any of the compact ones unless those are, you know, super, super, super cheap. But yes, that is my rambling about the latest album from the perspective of a collector. So right now, I can flip through and show you my entire tag collection. I actually have 2 more tag photo cards, but I pulled them out because these are actually duplicates that I received in that full, like, Mercari order, so I'm just gonna send those to a friend if she doesn't have them. I left a space for the other Wish photo card, just in case if I do want to get it. I'm not too pressed for completing everything. As you can tell, or maybe if you can't tell, I'm actually missing quite a few of his regular album photo cards. So I know some eras of his, they had upwards of 6 photo cards per album. Like, I think Yes had 6 and Game Changer had 10 photo cards. I have not completed all of those album photo cards, but it's okay because I'm not too interested. A lot of them do look the same, so I'm not really stressed out in completing them, because I feel like if you have one, you have them all. For example, I didn't intend to match them up like this, but he is kind of making the same face, and you know what? It's a cute face, and therefore I like it. For example, this peace sign too. That's another pose he likes doing. But yes, with album photo cards, because a lot of them are taken with the same concept or the same outfit or even the same, like, location, I think it's hard to actually look for them, because sometimes you think that you have it when in reality you don't, or vice versa. And dealing with duplicates for Golden Child is somewhat difficult. And I am going to be busy with a lot of my Kino group orders coming in soon, so I don't want to put any of these on the market yet. So this is my entire tag photocard collection. I hope that you enjoyed my rambling of golcha's latest comeback in regards to packaging and my issues with it as a collector. And I hope you enjoyed seeing how much my collection has grown. I'm really happy with how much it's grown. This is a pretty big change in a really short amount of time. But this is probably one of my favorite collections just because a lot of his photo cards are genuinely precious to me. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope I can see you next time.